Good
Good afternoon. Today we are going to continue the problems in convolution sum. So we can carry on with this question. Consider, just copy on this question. Consider the LTI system with input x of n and unit impulse response h of n given below. Plot, compute and plot the output signal y of n is equal to x of n. X of n is equal to 2 power n, u of minus n, and h of n is equal to u of n. Each and every problem is unique, so we have to analyze the question properly, and presence of mind is also very important to solve the problems in signals and systems. So now, if you see x of n is lying at the minus x-axis, It is u of minus n, and h of n is lying at the positive x-axis. So in the earlier questions, we did not see this type of combination. Both x of n and h of n were at the positive x-axis. So here we have a combination of both. So if we get combination of both, then we should see how to solve it. So always for the convolution sum problems, writing the formula carries a step mark in the exam. Y of n is equal to x of n convolution h of n. Then, it is also summation k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of k multiplied with h of n minus k. So the first step is I should draw the signal. So how to draw the signal? First I am drawing x of n. X of n in the question they have given 2 power n. So 2 power n is the amplitude. This u of minus n is given for us to draw the signal at the negative x-axis. For that purpose, they have given u of minus n. Whether it is u of n or u of minus n, u of n or u of minus n, the amplitude remains same. For both u of n and u of minus n, amplitude remains same. The amplitude is always 1. So that bracket n value and minus n value is indicating whether I should plot the amplitude 1 along the positive x-axis or along the negative x-axis. So now, as per this question, I can see it is u of minus n. So I know that I have to draw towards the negative x-axis. So I am just plotting the x-axis 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and minus 4. So now I should substitute the different values of n, and then I have to mark the amplitude in the question. So initially my n value is 0 here. So if I substitute n is equal to 0, 2 power 0 is equal to 1. So my amplitude at origin, that means the n value equal to 0 is 1. Then next value of n is minus 1. So since I have identified that my n values are 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 like that. So the next value of n is minus 1. So if I substitute minus 1, it is 2 power minus 1, which is equal to 1 by 2. So because of that reason, at n is equal to minus 1, I am just marking the amplitude 1 by 2. In the same way, you keep substituting the different values of n. N is minus 2. If n is minus 2, it is 1 by 4. The amplitude is 1 by 4. If n is minus 3, the amplitude is 1 by 8. So it keeps going like that. So in all the earlier problems, we have not come across this type of amplitudes. So we had come across the amplitudes whole numbers, and both the x of n and h of n were at the positive x-axis. So successfully I have plotted my x of n. So next is h of n. So as per the question, my h of n expression, I'll just scroll the screen up so that you can see the question. So h of n is equal to u of n. So this is very simple for us to draw it. So h of n is equal to u of n. So I will just draw h of n. So since it is u of n, I have to draw the signal towards the positive x-axis. So 0, 1, 2, 3. And this dash 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 is very important for both x of n as well as h of n. For h of n, it is towards the right hand side because the value 1, the amplitude 1 keeps continuing up to infinite values of n. When n is equal to infinity, till that the value will be continued, the amplitude will be continued, or the samples will be present. Similarly, for this x of n, we have u of minus n. So towards the negative x-axis, I can say I'll be having the infinite samples. So these dots are very important, and from this dots I came to know that both the inputs x of n as well as h of n both are infinite. If both are infinite, I said in the earlier class we cannot use method 1, we have to use method 2. And in method 2 also we have some rules to follow for this type of infinite input problems. So the next step is I know my formula is having y of n is equal to, my formula is in terms of k variable summation x of k and h of n minus k. Since it is in terms of k variable, I have to replace, as per the question, my input is in n form, x of n. X of n is equal to 2 power n u of minus n. But as per the formula, I have to change it to k form. So what I'm doing is I'm just replacing n with k. So if I replace n with k, I will get x of k is equal to 2 power k. X of k is equal to 2 power k. Already the samples are drawn, so we are just copying it. Only the variable we are changing it. And here this will not change. The changes will exactly happen to the impulse because in the summation formula, I have h of n minus k, the shifted impulse response. So shifted impulse response, what it indicates, h of n minus k means, so I have to just take the minus of n values. So whatever was the previous values here, 0, 1, 2, 3, everything is now at the minus x-axis. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, where I have the samples. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. At those values, I have the samples. So that is the impact of this h of n minus k. I hope till this we have done the same steps for the previous problem also. So are you people following this problem? Any doubts up to this?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. So now, and one more thing, in the earlier problem, I have indicated uh, at origin k equal to n. So here also I'm indicating at the origin k equal to n. And one more indication I have done in the previous problem, whereas here I cannot do it. I will show the previous problem. What else I have marked in the exam. So if I scroll it up, so you have to have a comparative study. Okay, otherwise you will not understand. So here I have written one more reference value of k because from that reference value of k only my sample started. Okay, so I have taken two different k values. One is at the origin k equal to n, other one is from where the samples are starting. So k is equal to n minus 3. So remember that. So if the origin, if the samples are not starting at the origin, then I have to mark two different k. One is at the origin, I have to write k equal to n, and from where the samples are starting, I have to write the k expression, k is equal to n minus. But whereas in our current problem, my samples are starting at the origin itself. So I no need to write two k values at the x-axis. So these are the hints I am giving it to you. So later on, we cannot expect the same problem will come in the exam. So you have to apply your common sense, presence of mind, everything, and you have to link the given question, new question with the problems which we have solved. So you should analyze the given problem comes under which category in our notes. Accordingly, you have to complete the problem. Okay. So now in continuation to that, so I have just marked k equal to n. So here my samples are starting at the origin. So I have only one marking in this diagram. And before going to the next slide, I want somebody to tell me at what values of k. Now everything is k. The domain is k here. Now the domain is k. At what values of k I will get the output? Because you know, as per the formula, summation I am doing x of k multiplied with h of n minus k. So I am going to multiply x of k and h of n minus k, and then I am adding it together. So from what scalings of k value I will get the output? I'm just marking in the screen. So can anybody tell me? If I look in the screen, can I say I have the samples at -4, -3, -2, minus, similarly here -4, -3, -2, -1, or even at minus infinity also I'm having the samples in both the signals. So can I say from infinity to 0, from minus infinity to 0, I'll be getting the output? Can I say like that? Is my prediction is correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So here the prediction is very, very important. So I have predicted that. Based upon our prediction only, our complete output lies. Okay. So now, as I have shown in the screen, from minus infinity to 0, I will be getting the output. So I can write y of n is equal to summation k equal to minus infinity to. So it is up to n. It is up to n. Because at the right hand side, when we keep shifting, one signal we will keep stand still, and one signal we will shift it. So if I turn the screen, if I move the screen, so if you see this, so this signal we will keep constant, this signal we will keep constant, and this signal we will keep shifting towards the right hand side. So at some values, or I can say at n is equal to positive infinity, I don't get the samples because this signal will keep moving towards the right hand side. So I may not get the samples, common samples to be multiplied. So what I should do is always when I predict my output, my upper limit should be always equal to n. Okay, so it is from minus infinity to n. Minus infinity to n. Just remember this. So x of k multiplied with h of n minus k. And so once I have written this formula, I can substitute its equivalent. So x of k in the diagram, I replaced n with k, so I got x of k is equal to 2 power k. And h of n minus k is equal to 1. The amplitude was 1. So my final output y of n is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to n 2 power k. So almost I got the output, but my output is not in proper format. Why? Because I have list of formulas only if the formula in this type. So summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1, alpha power n is equal to, I will write 1 minus alpha power, I think it is n, capital N. So summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1, alpha power n is equal to n. So like that, I have the standard formulas where my lower limit of summation should start with 0. But here, if I see my answer of y of n, my lower summation value is starting with minus infinity. So after this equation y of n, which is equal to summation k equal to minus infinity to n 2 power k, my work is to write this summation in the proper format so that I can apply the existing formula so that I will get the simplified answer. So to do that, we can follow any type of steps. So, but here I am following some simplest technique or simplest steps so that I am trying to convert my lower limit to 0 and upper limit to infinity. Because in mathematics, I have the formulas for lower limit 0, upper limit n minus 1 format are lower limit 0, upper limit infinity. So for that type of summation limits, I have the formula. So initially what I am doing is I am taking the new variable L is equal to, I am just keeping minus k. So I hope you are all writing. So I am just taking L is equal to minus k. L is equal to minus k. So why it is minus k, we will come to know later once we do the substitution. So I will get y of n is equal to, so you know now we should not write the summation with k limit. So I have to replace it with L limit. So if the lower limit of k is equal to minus infinity, then what is my lower limit of L? L is equal to minus of k. K is minus infinity, lower limit. So L is equal to minus of minus infinity, which is equal to plus infinity. I hope everybody knows how to change the limits. Is it correct? L is equal to infinity, the lower limit?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And what about the upper limit? Upper limit here, k is equal to n. So then what is my L equivalent? L is equal to minus of k. K is n. So it is L is equal to minus n. L is equal to minus n. Then I have 2 power k. K should be replaced with, so L is equal to minus k. Then what is k? K is equal to minus L. So I have just done the replacements to the new variable L. So I will just explain you why I have done this substitution later. So now, you know, summation of any number, I can swap the numbers. So for example, 1 plus 2 plus 3 will give me 6. Similarly, 3 plus 2 plus 1 also will give me the answer as 6. Okay. So in that context, I can just swap the upper limit and the lower limit. Whereas this swapping cannot be done for the integration. So I can write my infinity to minus n as minus n to infinity. So as I said, if you have summation, the limits can be interchanged or the limits can be swapped. So this 2 power minus L remains same. Only this limits, upper limit and lower limit, the positions are changed. So now you may understand why we have done all this, because the upper limit I have got the standard limit, because in my formula I have the upper limit as infinity. So if I have the standard format like this, I can use the existing formula to simplify this. So successfully I have converted the upper limit, but by lower limit is not converted. My lower limit somehow I have to make 0. Okay. So in order to make 0, I have to go for one more substitution. So all this, if you practice automatically seeing the question, you can guess what substitution you can do. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking one more new variable m. Just for what purpose? To make the lower limit into the standard limit. That means I want to make the lower limit to 0. So to make that, if I see, if I move the minus n towards the left hand side, okay, I will get the right hand side is equal to 0 in this summation itself. So L plus n is equal to 0, but the summation should not have the limit with two variables with plus sum, plus should not be there between. So these two together I am compressing it to the new variable m. I hope you are following it. So as per the lower limit, I know that if I move that minus n towards the left hand side, I can make easily the right hand side 0. I'm getting the standard format, but the left hand side is not standard. I should have single variable. So because of that reason, I'm just making m is equal to L plus n. So if m is equal to L plus n, you know how to change the limits. Already I have explained how the lower limit is 0 and the upper limit. So upper limit, in place of L you will substitute infinity. In place of L you substitute infinity and n remains n only. So m is equal to infinity plus n is equal to infinity only, because infinity is such a huge number. So my upper limit is infinity only. So now one more replacement I have to do. I have L here. So from this, if I rewrite for L equal to, I will get m minus n. So those substitution I am doing here. So in place of L, I am just substituting m minus n. So there is a minus sign outside the bracket because we have one minus sign here. Okay. So now once we have done this, I have got the perfect standard format. So lower limit is 0, upper limit is infinity. So easily I can apply the formula, but before that, if any constant term is there here, I can move it out. So if I expand this, it will be 2 power minus m into 2 power plus m. So can anybody guess and tell me, out of these two power values, which is constant, which can be moved out?
2 power n.
2 power n, very good. So 2 power n, I will move it outside. So inside the summation, I'll be having m is equal to 0 to infinity 2 power minus m. So this 2 power minus m, I do not have a formula with minus. So I have alpha power n, summation with alpha power n format I have. I do not have alpha power minus n format. So what I can do best, what I can do is this 2 power minus m, I can write it like this. So 2 power minus 1 the whole power m. 2 power minus 1 the whole power m. So if I do this, then 2 power minus 1 becomes 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 power m. So I am just trying to convert everything into the standard form. So I am getting outside the summation is 2 power n, summation m is equal to 0 to infinity, and here it is 1 by 2 power m. So I hope you all understood why it is 1 by 2 power m, because we have to follow the standard formula, apply the standard formula. So accordingly, I am just making all my terms into that format. So now, so in mathematics, you have this formula. So the formula is summation n is equal to 0 to infinity alpha power n, which is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus alpha. So if I compare this formula with this, 2 power n is constant, which is already there. Then inside the bracket, I can write. So 1 is 1 only, 1 is 1, 1 divided by 1 minus alpha. So in place of alpha, I have 1 by 2. So 1 minus 1 by 2. So if you simplify, you will get 2 power n multiplied with 2. So 2 power n multiplied with 2, since the base is 2 and 2 only, so I can combine the base and I can add the powers. So it is 2 power n plus 1. This is the answer. So do you have any doubts up to this?
No, ma'am.
No. So still, see, for this type of problem, I cannot say for the other values, I don't get any output, because this value will be constant, of course constant. This value will be keep shifting towards the right hand side, and I don't get the output as 0 for any of the values of k or any of the values of n, because we have the left hand side infinity. So this, if we shift towards the right hand side by 1 position, for whatever values of shifting, I don't get the output as 0. So initially what I have done, I have from the diagram, I have just glanced at that. I will get the output between minus infinity to, instead of 0, I have kept it as n, because I have made k is equal to n here. So next, one more output, common output I should write. So that common output is, you can see, one more common output is, you can see here. See, actually here I have written the steps, which is like 2-3 steps I have written. So now I am going to write in a single step. So I have written minus infinity to 0 earlier. I have solved 2 power n plus 1. So now this 0, I took it as n because k is equal to n. In the same context, I have the outputs even for 0 to infinity also. So directly I will write y of n is equal to 0 to infinity 2 power minus k. See, why 2 power minus k, you can ask me. So I will just scroll the screen little up and I will just tell you. See, you see the question now. If you have minus n, then the power is positive. So now what I said, I will just write it again, minus infinity to 0 to infinity. Now this position I have taken it as k equal to n. So I solved my first output from minus infinity to n. So now I said later on I will get the output even from 0 to infinity also. So 0 to infinity, what it says is, now it is towards positive x-axis. That means my output is at positive side. So no more my u of minus n will be present. Now this is u of n. If it is u of n, then my question will be changed as 2 power minus n. I hope you are following it. Initially, u of minus n was there. Minus n means the power of x of n is 2 power plus n. But now, after my analysis 0 to infinity, I came to know that my output is having the positive unit step towards the positive x-axis. So if it is u of n, if plus n is within the bracket of u, then the 2 power n becomes 2 power minus n. Do you have any doubts in this?
No.
No. So now keeping that in mind, okay. So I will just go to the last step. So last step is, I'm just striking out some two lines, okay, because this you may get confused. So instead of writing this, okay, minus infinity 0 like this, so directly what you can do is when n is greater than 0, this is correct. What you can write is y of n is equal to, directly you can write summation k equal to 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity, and now the x of k is 2 power minus k. I have shown you why it is minus, okay, and which is multiplied with the impulse response is always 1, h of n minus k is always 1. So when we solve this k equal to 0 to infinity 2 power minus k, we know how to solve it. Just in the previous problem also we have done the same. So we will write as 2 power minus 1 power k, so it is 1 by 2 power k, 1 by 2 power k, summation k equal to 0 to infinity. If it is like this, I know what is the formula to be applied. It is 1 divided by 1 minus alpha, 1 minus alpha. So it is 1 minus half is half, half becomes 2. So you see the output, I am just highlighting the output. When n is greater than 0, the value is 2. So all of you understood this? Any confusions in this?
No, ma'am.
No. So this problem sets an example of what? When both the questions are at the minus axis, the minus x-axis. If both the inputs are at minus x-axis, then I will get the two outputs. Whereas in the earlier problem we have seen we will get only one output. For another range of n values we won't get output. But here we will get the output, two outputs. So for one output, my summation will be from minus infinity to n, and the next output is for k equal to 0 to infinity. And you have to just substitute the value of x of k. Here it is 2 power plus k as per the question. Since I am taking 0 to infinity, which is the positive x-axis, my u of minus n becomes u of n. It is changed to u of n. So if it is changed to u of n, then my input is also changed. How it is changed? It is 2 power minus k. That's it. So keeping this in your mind, you can just complete the problem by simplification. So I have done some simplification just to convert the output into the standard formula format. So those steps I have done, and then I have completed this. So then this is not sufficient. I have to plot it also. Okay, writing output is not sufficient. I have to plot it. So if you see here minus infinity to 0, minus infinity to 0, I have 2 power n plus 1. So let me take the origin. Origin is 0. If n is equal to 0, so 2 power 1 is 2. Then if n is minus 1, n is minus 1, 2 power 0 is 1. If n is minus 2, minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, so it is 2 power minus 1, which is nothing but 1 by 2. So similarly, the right hand side, if you see, when n is greater than 0, automatically my amplitude is 2. So you will get 2 for all the values of the positive x-axis. So this completes the problem. So just write a hint in your notebook for this problem. When the inputs, both the inputs are at the same span or same axis, whether it is minus x-axis or plus x-axis, you will get two outputs. That means two expressions. And I have shown you the splitting of the summation for getting the two outputs. So shall we proceed further for the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now you can just copy this question and see I have marked this problem as star. That means repeatedly this problem was asked in question papers. So evaluate the discrete time convolution sum given below. Y of n is equal to 1 by 2 power n u of n minus 2 convolution u of n. So once you have copied, you let me know. I will just continue the solution. Is it completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So now, as I said earlier, okay, my output y of n can be written as x of n convolution with h of n. Okay, in the earlier problem also, in the question itself, they have directly given x of n is equal to 2 power k, sorry, 2 power n into u of minus n, and h of n is equal to u of n like that. But in this problem, they have not given x of n separately, h of n separately. Rather, they have given y of n directly equal to convolution of x of n and h of n. So either it is your choice. Either you can take the first term as x of n. The first term is nothing but 1 by 2 power n into u of n minus 2 as x of n. And this u of n as h of n. Or I have taken x1 of n and x2 of n. Both are same only. Nothing is wrong. Okay. So as per my notes, the first term I am taking it as x1 of n. The second term I am taking it as x2 of n. If you don't like this, you can take the first term as x of n and next term as h of n. So if I take x1 of n is equal to 1 by 2 power n u of n minus 2 and x2 of n is equal to u of n, then my output y of n is now, I can write my output as x1 of n convolution with x2 of n. And in the terms of summation, summation is only important because using the summation formula only we are getting the outputs. So the summation, what the summation formula is written, how the formula is written? The formula is written as y of n is equal to summation k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x1 of k, x2 of n minus k. So I hope up to this you all understood. So now out of two x values, you all know that this is like x of k, this is like h of k. So always x of k, we will not do any shifting operation. H of k, h of n minus k, that means x2 of n minus k, we will do the shifting operation. Before we do the shifting operation, we have to plot the signal from the given question. So how to plot it? If you see your x1 of n expression says it is 1 by 2 power n u of n minus 2. You know the meaning of this u of n minus 2. So minus 2 means, you know, from where it has to start. It has to start from plus 2, okay, plus 2. So when n is equal to 2, I have to substitute here. When n is equal to 2, I will get 1 by 2 power 2, which is nothing but 1 by 4. Similarly, when n is equal to 3, 1 by 2 power 3 is 1 by 8. When n is equal to 4, 1 by 2 power 4 is 1 by 16. So it keeps continuing towards the right hand side. Okay, I hope you understood how we have drawn the diagram for the input x1 of n as per the expression given in the question. Only difference is n minus 2. So I am starting with 2. That's it. See, the meeting may get disconnected. So you can join immediately. And I will just explain only this x2 of n and the shifting operation. So then we will continue the remaining steps. So x2 of n, you know how to do it. x2 of n, as per the question, x2 of n, they have given u of n. So u of n, you know how to do it. So u of n towards the positive x-axis, you have to just do the plot. So you should not forget the infinity concept. So the samples are infinite. So you have to show
ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಚೆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ
that
ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾಯ್ತು ಈಗ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ
Spurti mute ma. So after this, you know what is the next step to be done. So you just keep trying it. We will join back. Okay.